Good evening, traders. We have a Friday, and usually I am not recording Summer of the Day videos on this day, but I just decided to start to be more active, as I promised you about December. And even if I wasn't trading today, same as yesterday, I just wanted to find some time to record a little video. I hope it will be not half hour as usually. I just love to talk, and I'm talking too much sometimes. Let's start, guys. Today I shared the charts on Discord. It was looking very lovely, and as I mentioned, I expected some liquidity grab from this Asian low because price was very close to this level. By all these weeks here, it looked like very very tired. It was creating the liquidity, in my opinion, and I that's why I mentioned that it would be nice to see that this is the accumulation phase to reach the supply to be delivered to this area. And the biggest risk here was that I wasn't unsure if this is really the demand level. Yes, because last time the price was here almost 1 year ago, 11 months ago. It is hard for me to say if these zones are good and I can trust these. So everything is, of course, the price action, what price will do, and we are reacting. Yes, we are not trying to predict anything, and please do not use limit orders, guys. I found that Don Lilo shared this. This is, it can make profits. It's of course all about your confidence and belief on some move, but this is, in my opinion, kind of trying to predict the market. We cannot be sure. That's why I'm always waiting for the decreasing volume to see that this price level is probably valid, because if I'm looking for a buy, the sellers are calming down. So I'm reading candle by candle what they are doing. So if the volume is really at least 2 times lower, or maybe similar than 2 times, something close, I feel better to join the market. Yes, because my locomotive is calming down on my station, and I can really jump into the into the train without cutting my head or legs. So this is just building the stories. I love to believe on my stories if they are every day same. I feel more confidence. Yes, even with this locomotive situation, for me this is kind of logic, and I love to jump into the trade with decreasing volume if everything is as I believed. So please do not use limit orders, guys. So my idea was to see the taking of this Asian low, and it nicely played, even a bit harder than I believed. So that's why I set more lines or price levels above the current price action than below, because what was below I wasn't sure. It was so far away, so long time ago, that these are like 50% of my trust that if something is valid. So let's go to the M1 time frame. And my apologize about yesterday's video. It wasn't totally professional about the levels I mentioned and I drew. This is happening when I'm not writing the descriptions what the level is, what happened there. And today I was more prepared, and every single line level is with description, so I exactly know if this is Asian high. I even change the color, or where is the imbalance. So the move happened as expected, not predicted, only expected. The liquidity grab from London opening to the not sure demand. Yes, but if we see the prices coming back, is breaking this last supply, we can imagine that, hell yes, probably this is the liquidity grab move. Especially the high volume appeared and price immediately started going back. Unfortunately, here weren't any imbalances with my criteria, as at least 10 to the 0, as I have said. So let's check the other. Not zero imbalances. Also, yes, the bearish wave hasn't any, but appeared a lot of bullish ones. So this could be the sign that really the bulls want to push the price up, and this is the high chances that this is the accumulation phase after huge drop, as we can see on the M15, because I used today this time frame. In matter of, for me, the zones were more clear. So we can see big drop. Here price was a little bit tired, a lot of wicks, and then we have really calmed down. Price was ranging for a while. Asian low was very nice. So I could only expect that this is the potential demand. But when I see the prices moving back very fast, as here we have a lot of bullish imbalance, the big ones like 114, or here 103 to the 24 is 5 times bigger. So that for me, the 103 to the 20 is more important imbalance than 15 to 0. It means how many buy contracts were in comparison to the sellers. They were very strong, very active buyers, but I wouldn't join here in case of the high volume. This rejection week, yeah, looks nice. Rejection means how many buyers push the price back up. The sellers try to go down, they feed both imbalances, but the buyers were active way more, and we see this on a volume bars as a very high volume. So even if the price action looks nice, I would be scared to join the market after, for example, at the closure of this candle. At first, the stop loss should be below the wick, so over 5 pips, and the volume was very high, not 2 times lower. I don't like to jump into the locomotive, which is driving fast as, for example, 150 kilometers per hour, but I want to see it almost stopping in my station. It was too fast, so I would maybe lost my legs, hands or head. Too fast, really, too high volume. We should try to avoid this. Safer is to wait for a low volume. So what's then? We have broken the first supply. Price is now above the Asian low. Asian low was like a support. So if price is above, it's safer, yes, to still looking for buys. Here we have huge imbalance level as 116 to 20, over 5 times more buyers, active buyers than sellers. And look what happened. If I would mark this, the sell candle, the bearish candle has over 2 times lower volume, and I would enter here as a really safe trade, because with reading the overall price action, as this is the accumulation phase, and here we have really good liquidity grab, and price is making the first higher high. Here is the compression without last push, so any sellers was ready to continue the sell, the big drop. Yeah, because I mean there's no the last push, the last high volume candle it was just a pullback to feel the biggest imbalance on the way. So I would really join the market here, and it would be my first trade today, probably the last one, with just few minutes in my position, because where I would set my take profit. So I have some levels. So probably my take profit would be on the biggest imbalance as 42 on the seller's side. Let's check how it could be after this bearish candle, because it weakened and calmed down on this imbalance. It would be the 16 pips. So this is what I'm aiming for. But here comes the more greedy view. If we see here the higher high, liquidity grab, and thanks to Jeffrey, we know that Asian highs and lows are the most more than likely good TP levels. We could also aim to the Asian high. So let's check this, guys, how it could be the 24, almost 24 pips wave. So almost 1 to the 8 in just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. In 10 minutes you could get the 8% of your account. But I am not so greedy guy. I would like to see the price on the previous high as a strong imbalance as 42 to the 0, because maybe once again price wanted to reject. So for me it would be over 1 to the 5 in 1, 2, 3.5 minutes. Guys, this time is amazing. 3.5 minutes to get 1 to the 5 with some little bonus. It would be my best trade of the day for now, of course. I just want to check the further price action. Just let's move to the 0 side, as probably later would be more. And here comes the fantastic price action. The price was delivered to the supply as expected, because the Asian high was really just below the supply, the main zone. And price did here the equal highs as very small few minutes resistance, and we see the huge shot to the upside with imbalance. Yes, we have 32 on the buyer's side as ask. So if price is going back, is breaking this imbalance, so we could say that this high volume, we can see here the two spikes of these bars were broken. And price is coming back, but didn't close below this. So I would still wait with my entry to see the candle once again below it. And what happened? The candle below also had big volume. So it would make my sell setup invalid in case of too high volume on my entry, the potential entry level. Even if the price action looks really juicy, sexy, I wouldn't do this. I would just wait. So even if we have here equal highs as a resistance, liquidity grab, the potential liquidity grab, the break of imbalance, price is coming back, closing above. This is the first sign of making the setup invalid. And then when it's coming back down, the volume is too high also. So do not take this trade as a safe one. And what was then? Boom, break of all those imbalances on the way. So this one, these three as well. Very good. Let's check if we have here on this bearish wave another imbalance. Let's load it faster, please. Nope. Anything more? So I would only draw here the second supply because of this leg out. This leg out has a really nice volume. It increased like 2 times or even 3 times from the candle before, which made the base. Did the volume decrease here? Yes, it decreased. Just it was like double shield. Yes, we have 2 fresh supplies. The main where was the liquidity grab, and the second with huge leg out. Price just came here, volume decreased, and let's check if the stop loss was safe. I would set it above the wick, the rejection wick, and just personally for me it would be invalid because I am not setting 4 pips, but it was correct. So what to aim for to this imbalance? 8 pips. Not so nice, right? If we are setting 4 pips as L, it would be just 1-2 trade. Let's check how big imbalance it was. 437. The next one, 10. So here is the of the main one. So I would be not joining the sellers because 1-2 is for me not worth the game. It's correct, of course, because volume decreased. You could jump into the trade, but personally for me it was 1-2. I like to see at least 1-4, and of course the preferable more one is 1-5. So what happened then? How to earn some money if you miss the first main setup? Let's check back again to the higher time frame, because the move was very strong. We can see that here we have leg out, huge leg out, what means that even here was the first move, very high volume, very big attack to the supply, and we have fresh made demand zone, very nice one. Let's mark this. Maybe it would be cleaner on higher time frame. Still the wick is bigger than the base. I don't like this. Here's nothing to see. Sorry guys, it is just my what I learned when I was checking the GU behavior when I was a student of the Forex scalper community. I somehow don't like when the leg out is breaking with a wick the zone. And this is making some confusions now, but I would mark the zone just because of these imbalances. It's matter to you if you trust when the leg out is breaking the base or not. I usually I'm not using the zones like this, but what I like are really these imbalances. It means how fast the price was delivered to the supply, how many buyers were active to break all these bearish imbalances. It needs a lot of power. So maybe with usage of the footprint and all this imbalance tool, I would trust that this one big leg out has a lot of bullish power to say that this is the demand. There's a lot of buyers means demand. I just personally don't like this week. But let's say that this is the demand. Yes, a lot of imbalances, strong push, and come back to the M1. What happened here? What was interesting or what wasn't? If I would miss the sell because of this sad big bullish imbalance as a potential of some rejection, it would be 8, or even the zone maybe 12. Okay, now if I have drawn the zone, maybe I would it would be like setting the TP on the higher edge of the zone, but with big focus on this imbalance, how price want to react here, as to be very carefully when price is very close to this level. So okay, I changed my mind. I could maybe aim for this with just checking the reaction to close my trade with 1-1 or 1-2, just like a defended trade. So this is one of the examples where the managing is important, but without being greedy, I would set the safety P at this imbalance. Even we can see that perfectly the imbalance appeared while breaking the bearish level. Exactly in same price level it appears. This is amazing. So maybe just these weeks just feel this correctly and there was nothing more to feel. So that's why there was a just break of structure as a continuation of this trend. So I cannot predict the future, of course. I am only reading the candles and taking a look on every single imbalance which is big enough to take a look. Sorry, I hope that you are not confused at this sell right now. I just don't like to risk my money, which is this don't need to be. I just really sorry. I love to have safe trades, so this would be my really invalidation of sell. But one to the 4 as a 12 pips wave was really nice. Let's check another one. Yes, if price came to this fresh made demand, we can see here the equal lows on where? On the 24 on the ask side imbalance, what we have lower, 14. I prefer to take a look always on the biggest imbalances, but if price is making equal highs almost on the higher edge of demand, it is more than likely to see the liquidity grab, what we are looking for every single day, and it happened. Unfortunately, any strong imbalance on this wave just here, so I wouldn't be so sure if I want to join the market here. This price made 2 indecision candles, this week to the upside and 2 weeks, and then just shot to the up as a break of the last supply in here. I wouldn't join the market here. I definitely prefer, it's my favorite setup, when the liquidity grab has somewhere on the second part of the wave the imbalance, because this is enough to join the market after break of this imbalance level as a support, and to manage the trade correctly between the second imbalance or second supply while buying. And here the biggest imbalance is 47, this is very huge one, was almost on top of this wave. So hard to join, but then we have another imbalances and price was sitting here on this level. Let's see how the volume was. 62 and then 37. Maybe I would make the aggressive entry. So you can see that we don't need to measure anything like with Fibonacci, the 50%, because we exactly know on which price level the imbalance is. We don't need to guess. We don't need to use this as a average, but we can see exactly. Let's just check 12 and 19. So maybe I would miss also, yes, because 2 imbalances, it could be still high risk of the deeper invader. Let's check how many pips it was difference if I would make an aggressive entry. So it needed to be after this bullish candle as a closure. Yeah, by setting 4 pips, it would be still risky. So it's up to you guys, really. I like to look for trades from imbalance to imbalance, and we always need to check to make the fast analysis if this is worth the game. If there's still lower some zone, some bigger imbalance, we need to analyze this and take a risk. What was here? Here was a small gap. A gap is still as a what? Imbalance, right? There were anyone on both sides. Let's check the volume here. Wasn't so huge. He was too high. I would be looking really for a buys from this gap, because price made a triple top pattern, perfect for retails, saying that so strong resistance is here. But as for since few days, I am always talking that if price made already deep invader, is very close to the higher edge of supply or lower edge of demand, it means that zone is probably empty, because everything on all the price levels inside the zone are probably filled. So risk is all the time, every price level. But if we can imagine that here's nothing more, yes, here probably the last possible limit order was filled. It's just for a few pips, few like 14, and just by logic, is this supply could be still valid? Where could be the more limit orders? Nowhere. Yes, we already reached the higher edge. This zone should be deleted. So it would be really, really good to look for a buys as a big belief that the zone can be broken. But in this case, the volume was too high. I wouldn't join. And let's check if volume decreased after break of this imbalance. It is nice high volume, nice spike. After break, the volume decreased twice, at least twice. So the question is, if you believe that if price made triple top bottom and the higher edge of supply, that the zone still can have something to offer for sellers. Here we have the main reaction, very good wave appeared, and then triple top pattern, retails, resistance, higher edge, and it was the end of supply. I would really be thinking about joining the market here. Let's check with 3 pips stop loss, it would be below this week's. Where to aim for? To another zone. Perfect. Almost 18 pips, or let's say 17 pips. It's still the 1 to the 5, my preferable, my best risk to reward, which I could aim for. By managing, nothing strange, nothing too risky. Maybe this pullback could be hot, but still the bullish imbalance holded this price, right? It was broken at first, but I treat the broken imbalances as a resistance and support levels, so it holded. So my stop loss could be set below the zone, and I will be still safe with my buy. Not so far, it will be almost the break even SL, but really aiming for a 17 pips to the higher zone, especially that those two zones were so close to each other. The distance was like 7 pips, so we could expect that it could be also invader on the above one. And then beautiful, amazing imbalance, 164. This is something which I'm not seeing every day, maybe once 2 weeks. Huge one. So if we could treat this as an equal high, just touching the supply, the lower edge, and then big bullish candle as a liquidity grab with 3 imbalances, and they were broken. So price is coming back, the volume is decreasing. So would you join the market if you know that here on top is the hugest ever one imbalance? So this is what I am taking sometimes, right? If broken imbalance, price is coming back with decreasing volume, I'm jumping the market as a sell in this scenario. But this one was like a magnet, hugest ever. So always please take a note that the bigger imbalance, if we for example have just 2 imbalances, like the lower one and higher one, if price is calming down at this one, there is still a risk that the higher imbalance want to be also filled. But we have something like this one, that's 164, it's insane. So only then the price lowered the volume. It could be very good entry, probably the safest setup from this day in case of this huge move. And let's check where to aim for. Maybe this imbalance as 8 pips, maybe manage better with belief to this one. This one imbalance was like, how big? 35 pips, 35 on the bid side. Very good one, bigger than this one, and it was also broken. Yeah, it was the break of this supply, also break of main zone, the lower supply on high time frame. And take a look how price reacted. Exactly on the bigger one. So always the bigger, not always, usually the bigger imbalances like as a magnet. So if I would aid somewhere here on top, it was 1 to the 4 trade in just few minutes. Beautiful. And then I am not trading. Sorry, it's just a later part of New York. Also Friday, I am not trading any time on Friday, of course, but closer to the end of the week, the price action is weirder, or more weird. You just need to learn more English. So as a summary, you guys, here the safest trade of the day as a 1 to the 4 for me, it could be. Then what we are talking about, let's go from the beginning. Here, the first one is the safest or the fastest as a 3.5 minutes trade. Yes, it was like that. So 2 trades, the great trades. Maybe this one with good managing. Just the question, where would you set the TP as an imbalance or with big belief that the demand can also be reached. So let's say that 3 trades. Here the volume was for me too high. Here as well. Yeah, let's say that 3 trades, guys. I'm not watching so close right now, but 3 trades is a good, right? If one was 1 to the 4, the second 1 to the 5, it's 1 to the 9. Wow, 1 to the 9, and what I missed, maybe this one as a 1 to the 3. Yes, so 12 hour was possible if I would trade all the time, every single setup. But I would really close my platform after this beautiful buy in 3.5 minutes. Perfect. What to need, if you need to really aim for more, 5% in less than 4 minutes. I would really close the day and begin the weekend just before noon. Yeah, it was 10 a.m. in my time zone. I would be just after breakfast, 1 hour after London opening time, and boom, whole weekend for you. Really nice. Okay, guys, I said at the beginning that it would be nice to record shorter video than half hour. We have over half hour. Thank you for watching this, and I wish you a perfect weekend. See you Monday. This will be the almost last day of my trading, and then I would start to really work with you. See you soon.